confidential. Sometimes you get boxes like this when you get a pedal before the release date when you are doing demos. This is the Ross Distortion. I did a video of all of the Ross lineup, and I just saw that JHS are sadly discontinuing the whole lineup. And you should go and watch that video because it's an interesting insight to why companies have to do rather uncool stuff sometimes because of reasons. And actually I was using some of these pedals a couple of weeks ago for a recording. I really like them, and I was thinking, why are we not seeing more of these pedals on Instagram and social media? I'm not completely sure, of course. Maybe it doesn't seem like they have been like marketed that hard, and people tend to forget stuff when you are not like constantly being bombarded on social media about products. And also, I'm not sure if people care that much about older vintage pedals. Of course, they are not vintage or old because they are new. It's a relaunch of the brand. But often with pedals, I think at least people go for the best sounding and most functional stuff that they can put on their pedal board. I think it's a bit different with guitars in most cases. But yeah, now JHS are selling all of their Ross pedals for $79 per pedal. I need to check that. Yes, $79, and I'm going to let you know what pedals I think you should get if you want to get one. Let's start with the Ross Distortion, and I think a lot of the things that I will end up saying today will be similar to what I said back in the demo review that I did of these pedals. The Distortion is not my favorite. I'm not a huge fan of like the DoD 250, MXR, Distortion Plus, that type of overdrive and distortion. This one is kind of similar to that, and there's nothing like completely wrong with it, but I'm not like the biggest fan. This is my clean tone, and this is the Ross Distortion. And that was the germanium setting, and now we have silicon. So again, nothing wrong with it. I'm just not a huge fan of that pedal. But if you do like the DoD 250, go for it. $79 is a pretty good price. And then there's the chorus. Vibrato. Overall, I like that pedal better than the Distortion. I like the vibrato setting a lot more than the chorus, but the vibrato setting is actually really freaking good. So that's a yes from me. And then there's the Fuzz, which is not a original Ross circuit at all. It's taken from one of the custom amps, I believe, if I remember right. And we have a modern and a vintage setting. We are on modern now. Vintage. Yeah, I really like this one. You lose some low end and some punch or level with the vintage setting, but both are really good. Okay, let's move over to the phaser, probably one of the favorites here. And of course, this is kind of similar to the MXR Phase 90, and if you have that one and you like that one, don't throw that away and get this one instead, because I don't think this will be very different or better or anything like that, but I think it's a really cool phaser. You also have a Univibe setting, but this is the phase setting. I always want to demonstrate phasers and compressors with playing some funk, but I don't have, there's no funk in this body. Let's try it together with the distortion, because that's a cool sound. Univibe. Fuzz. There's that funk thing again. Phaser, that's a go from me. And then there's the compressor. I think that's my favorite of this lineup. Okay, no funk. You're not allowed to play funk. So again, you have a vintage and you have a bright setting. This is the vintage setting. Off, on. Okay. Bright. That type of sound. It's not subtle at all, but it sounds like a good vintage guitar compressor, and that's why I like it. If I want to have something more subtle, I use a more modern one, basically. And it's not that noisy. I often find the more vintage sounding compressors to be quite noisy, and this one isn't that bad, honestly. Okay, that's it. Go pick one up if you like them, and if you think $79 is a good price, I think so. Thank you for watching this video, and goodbye.